Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is TheTophatWonder, and today's podcast is Valentine's Day themed, or as I like to call it, Single Awareness Day. Now, on this glorious day, I am joined by third recurring member and fellow founding podcaster, Bobsta16.
Yep, nothing to do on a Friday.
Yep. Newly initiated podcast owner after his debut last week, which was, we all approved of his voice, so I'm going to break voice to say that. Damnus, welcome back. Welcome to the podcasting club.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Jakob, and good day to you all.
And of course, we have our local fanfic writer, which is pretty much a special day, being Valentine's Day, and he's a fanfic writer. Zeph, who's returning for a second episode.
Go to Reddit and read my fanfic.
All right, straight off the bat with self-promotion. I love it. All right, so thanks all for tuning in. Audience vote, as always, you can either put ask us questions in event general or just DM any of us four, and we'll get to answering your questions whenever we see it, or if we feel like ignoring it, we will ignore it because this is our show. So it being Valentine's Day, any of you fine gentlemen have stories to share or anything?
Not really. I've never really done anything. I've had like crushes, but I've never acted on any.
Yeah, it's
like,
fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess we're here, so it automatically cancels that segment, eh?
What we supposed to be doing?
I didn't really think that one through.
I got to read, Zeph's Valentine's Day read.
Yeah, we'll be getting to that later on in the show. For those of you interested, I'll be narrating the thing. Not sure how well I can pull off a Hiyori voice, but we'll see.
Oh,
we shall see.
I mean, 2 years ago, I actually had a girlfriend on Valentine's Day, but I didn't confess to her that day I had her before. But to be honest, we did some stuff, but it's not even that good because it's just everything is so expensive or feels so expensive and everything is so crowded. So I don't know. It's really not. It's really nothing. You really don't miss out on anything. It's like it's just more expensive than normally. I after that we opted to. I mean, I'm not with her anymore, but we had opted to next year not do something Valentine's and instead just do it before or after. It's so much better.
Yeah, some advice from a guy who's never been in a relationship myself. Don't do shit on Valentine's Day. Everything's expensive. Just do something personal. Have like a small thing, then take her out on a big thing later when it's cheaper. Then you can make that your own special day, and that way you're the only two celebrating your love on that day instead of everyone.
Is Valentine's quite big in your country?
Honestly,
I don't think it's that big here.
I have no idea. I just can't. The world still goes round.
Like during school, was there much, hubbub?
I mean,
I was school and can't really talk.
A few times you had the school couples that the guy brought flowers or something. That's the typical, Valentine's school stuff. But I'm out of school now. All I did was sit at home.
That's actually even
during school
for Germany.
Actually, no, that's a lie. I did have work. I got off that, but then because there was only cricket umpiring, so rain. Cancelled the rest of that. So, but I still got paid full amount, so not complaining. Just,
In Germany, Valentine's Day isn't even that big. It's just lingering in the back. It's like everyone knows it's Valentine's Day, but it's not really. I mean, there are like couple specials and everywhere, but in school it's like basically all the same. It's just that people know it's Valentine's and they think they have to do something, but it's exactly what I said before. It's not even that special besides everything being a bit like more aimed towards couples. That's everything, but everyone knows it's the day. That's like
it's a bit more tense because someone's expecting someone else to do something.
Right, but it's like in school, like there's no stuff like chocolate giving, and I haven't even ever seen flowers. But it's just like if you go around the city later, then it's just like everyone knows it's Valentine's, and they are doing some kind of specials for it. That's how big or small Valentine's is in Germany, you could say.
Jacob,
yes, shoot.
The Blakey boy mentions that people just buy grog here in Aussie. Is that true?
Yeah, that's 24/7 here, so I can't contest that. I'm just gonna nod my head and say, "Yep."
I'm surprised you're drinking on stream.
No, I make it a thing not to drink whenever I do media stunts like this. I have standards. Despite what everyone else says, I have standards.
They're very little, but they are there.
Well, maybe if there's enough demand, I'll be drunk on a podcast. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, I would join that. By the
Probably
way,
not well.
I would totally join it.
Yeah,
We'll
maybe.
see.
Yeah.
I probably won't.
Maybe when I have enough side money for like a day and just get a 6-pack or something. I don't know.
Oh, ginger beer. Does that count?
Probably.
Is
We'll
a
say
six-pack
yes.
enough for you? Is the question.
Oh hell no, no.
I
But
see.
it's something.
It's slightly drunk.
it's something. Yeah. Tipsy stream. I don't know.
A trip tipsy. Thank you.
Like we've got all year to plan shit. We got time, and the people aren't hating us yet for this, so we're gonna keep going until it's boring. Which hopefully doesn't happen. Like let's keep it a year at least. I think that'd be a big win.
I'll be
That's
impressed.
true.
Not
That would
sure
be
about
over
you guys.
50 podcasts.
Yeah, well, it'd be like 48 or something. We've only started this last week of Jan, so we missed a few weeks there.
I mean,
But,
if you
yeah.
have nothing to talk about, just read all my fanfics. I think it will last long enough.
Let's read one of the NSFW ones.
It's about the quality content, you know. If we're not feeling it one week, that's fine. We'll just let's pick it up the next week. Stuff like that. But yeah, so today's obviously a special day. If you in the audience, there's not many of you today, probably for good reason because everyone else is all out on a date or something romantic, I hope. But I don't know, if you want love advice from 4 single gentlemen in a podcast, just DM one of us. We'll give our take on the situation. Or
Lots
even
of
if it's just
here.
like a
Please don't. Not too many.
easy. Yeah. Or if it's just an issue that you see in relationships, we'll be happy to give our perspective on that. Any you gents got like, I don't know, controversial statements you want to discuss about relationships and that?
No, I got nothing.
Fair enough.
Not really. I just want to point out I have been in 2 relationships already, so I'm currently
big
single.
boy.
Yeah, but besides that, not really. I have stated my opinion on Valentine's Day. It's not really a day I enjoy, you could say. Despite not even if I wouldn't be single, it's just not my thing.
Yeah, I know that I'm fully aware that the acronym of Single Awareness Day is sad, but I love being single. I don't have to worry about anyone else.
More money for yourself.
I'm gonna just die
exactly.
single. That's my plan.
Financially, being single is a better decision at my age. Probably not
What
down
if
the
you marry
line.
rich,
Definitely, yeah.
At the moment, but I'm not like I'm just cruising through life at the moment.
Well, it depends who you're dating, though.
That is true.
One of you is going to be the settler, and one of you is going to be the reacher.
No,
I
okay.
mean, if you found a sugar mama,
I had a mate. So the past, I don't know, 3 months, he's had a crush on this one girl. Told me at a party, and I was like, yeah, all right, I'll give you advice on that one. He proceeds to ignore all that advice, and he got rejected twice over the week of New Year's.
By the same person?
Yeah, same girl. Yeah, same girl.
Big F.
But like, it wasn't just me. He hosed before brosed. It was me and our other mates, because we were all like, yeah, okay, we know and we'll help you with this. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to listen to any of you. So he proceeded to get rejected twice in the same week. And recently they've gone together, but it's not a healthy relationship, you know?
You got him the 3 times the charm.
Well, no, because it's an unhealthy obsession this guy has. Because what was it for his schoolies trip for graduation, Year 12? He was going on a cruise with the same boys I was just talking about, minus myself. And the first bit of trouble is he hasn't talked to them in 2 months before he went on the cruise because he's too busy chasing after this one girl. So that would have been awkward to start with. Obviously, they had a fun time. But the second thing was he nearly cancelled his ticket on the trip because he just got to start dating the girl, which took a group effort to say, don't do that. But well, he went on the
Rules
cruise.
before
Everything was
hoes.
all fine. Molotovs, crack a bottle, and yeah. So I guess that's my bit of drama for this year. That's what I'm recovering from.
This year?
That's enough drama
Yeah, no,
already.
dude, this is like the past month.
Oh, right.
It's pretty recent. Blakey, your mate nearly got jailbaited. That's an interesting.
What does jailbaited mean? I'm curious.
Happens.
Like,
Shit happens.
yeah, underage.
Yeah, of course.
I was going to say something else, but it's probably not appropriate for stream. So yeah, we'll go with underage.
Okay.
Jail is
Interesting.
just a room. It's
So
just
does
a
jailbait
room.
mean like the person was lying about their age, or like they just look like they're older, or
Or he knew, and it's just a bit creepy.
True
Just
love
a strange
knows no
man.
age. True love
Yeah,
knows.
straight lie. Had to tell
But the
him.
law doesn't agree.
Yeah, we're in an epidemic of gold diggers. I got that from Bill Burr.
We're in a what?
Imagine lying about your age to date an older guy. That's pretty pathetic.
But
Mm.
I would say it kind of fits because I would say in high school at least most girls try to date older guys. So I'm not even that much surprised.
How old are you
It's
doing?
like
I
I just
you
said
don't want
that
to say it.
in my high school the girls always tried to date older guys. You always saw like 16-year-old girls with 18-year-old guys, and while it technically is illegal, like no one cares if you don't do
Wait,
stupid
that's
stuff.
illegal.
But yeah,
And
technically.
you are legal in
Legally.
Germany if you're both underage, starting at 14, and if you're both over 18. But if you are 17 and 19 as a couple, you are technically illegal. But there's the rule that you're fine if you are both consent with it, with what you should
That
be
makes sense.
if
So,
you're in a
like, you're
relationship.
both underage.
But
you're
there could
yeah.
be some trouble coming your way if like the relationship takes a bad turn. That's like the only thing.
Oh yeah, of course. You always
Yeah.
got to be careful with this stuff.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a good
and-
point, Blakey. So the chick was 15, and she's gone for someone overage. Like at that point, just go for someone who's 17 or 18.
I mean, I go with the half your age plus 7. Well, this calculation gets out of hand once you get older. Like, as you get to 60, it's like 37, and then that's as low as you go.
Yeah,
And
just
don't
give
go
me
too
a-
low the numbers. But you know, if you're 20, half your age plus 7, 17.
Yeah, in Oz, I believe it's 16's age consent, but like dating wise, I think it's maximum 48 months. No, that's too far. 24 months difference in age.
2 years.
From memory. I'm not, but like if it's like 16 and 18, like 14 and 16, but then obviously if it's 14, I don't know. I think 16, 18's okay. 17, 19's okay. It feels like before you turn 18. I don't know. I've never had to deal with this. But
Luckily.
yeah, this is why I stay out of it. Yeah, I get less
wait.
trouble.
Yeah.
I got my
Well, I mean,
friends.
I've never dated anyone. That's just how you get no trouble at all.
Yeah, exactly. Just wait till you're like 22, and then you can, we're all adults here. We can just, you know how it goes. This stream's probably PG/M, so I won't get too into detail with what adults could do. I guess.
Hug.
Yes, hold hands. Yes, dirty.
I mean,
Very
read
dirty.
fanfics together.
Yes. I mean, a good quote by Mundane that's generally used around this topic. Age is just a number, and also jail is just a room. So I guess I'm legally have to disclose that do not engage in jailbait or pedophilia. That's bad. We do not endorse it. We only discuss it because it gives us something to talk about for this Valentine's Day special. Yeah, I guess jailbait. Always a good conversation
I
stuff.
was about to say fun times, but that's
Yeah.
really
No. We good. Not the right time to use those two words. Yeah,
We
thank
could
you,
do it
Blake.
the other way around.
Yeah, that got us talking for another 5 minutes. What do I have next on the agenda? Yeah, so seeing as we're all alone on this Valentine's Day, we all want something to watch after this podcast finishes off or something. So, any anime recommendations from the boys today?
what are you after?
No, just for the audience in general. Like, give us some of your favorite shows that you think other people
Why
might
not
enjoy.
some romance since it's Valentine's Day?
Yeah,
True.
alright, let's keep it the romance genre. Yeah, why not?
Romance.
I guess that's every anime.
Kimi ni Todoke. That's a fucking
Okay.
good romance. I don't know if anyone's seen Kimi ni Todoke.
The
have any of
name
you?
doesn't ring a bell, but if I see it, I'll probably use it maybe. Honestly, I don't watch too much romance anime.
To love Rose.
I mean,
someone mentioned
I
that.
guess-
It's good shit.
In a wider context of thing, all anime has romance of some sort, right?
I mean, I wouldn't call it Death Note. I mean, it has, I wouldn't
It says
I wouldn't say
aspects.
it's romance.
It has a bit. I don't know.
I read a gay fanfic about it. That's
Actually,
about it.
no. I'm going to recommend Clannad. If you need a real tearjerker,
God.
watch both seasons of Clannad. That is a beautiful show.
Is it sad from season? I've heard it's sad.
No, season one's just quality, slice of life stuff. But season two, that really got me, and
It's the big sad.
it is the big sad. I cried a lot. That's it in second season of Clannad. If you haven't checked it out, go watch it after this. Actually, probably leave it till tomorrow. You don't want me crying on Valentine's Day because then you'll just realize how alone you are, and that's probably even sadder.
It's not a romance, but Is the Order a Rabbit used to cheer me. I'm not sure if I'd enjoy it now, but I used to love that show. It was like one of my favorites. I mean, now it's Code Geass. Watch that too. But,
I finished rewatching that like 2 weeks ago. Before I got into Iron Blooded Orphans, and like Code Geass, it's really ahead of its time. It's still a 10 out of 10 for me to this very day.
Yeah,
Because I rewatched it so I could see the movie that just released, Lelouch the Resurrection.
I need to see that. Yeah.
It's alright. Like it would have been better as a third season, of course, but for a movie, I give it a 9. I'd say.
Oh, that's still.
I won't disclose where I watch it because that's legally speaking, not advised. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I bet everyone in this call does the same shit.
Probably, but we still won't publicly acknowledge it. This does go on YouTube and Reddit, so. Damnus, any show from you that you might want to recommend? Alright, looks like he's having a bit of difficulty probably. Zeph, you around to give any recommendations?
Yes. I wouldn't recommend anime during Valentine's Day, but I would recommend you go visit Hentai Heaven and have a good time.
Yeah, I did see this coming.
Hentai Heaven's not up anymore, man. It's dead. Where have you been?
I'm pretty sure. There's probably some other bootleg
Didn't
sites.
it come back
There's
up?
H-anime.
What the heck?
There's H-anime.
It came back briefly, but then died again.
Well, big F.
I half
Yeah.
expected someone to say
Watch
Boku no Piku.
I
But
know.
I was going to say it, but I was
Why?
like, let's not go there. And I decided to just be general with it.
um,
My
Don't
username on
watch Boku.
Steam is Hentai Recommendation, but I can. It's
no,
not good shit
maybe for another day when we get a safer.
we're saying
broader
PG/M, right?
For now, we'll see where the year takes. So we
Well,
won't
if we
recommend
don't go
Hentai.
into detail about the story, I think everything will be fine.
Yeah, what I will say
it's
is
a
for a book
romance of a
is
kind. Wow.
come to Discord of the Elite, Classroom of the Elite Wiki, Reddit, Discord. Come to here and we'll talk about hentai in the future for you blokes. How's that? How's that for some promotional material that will gain in some viewers?
I was going to say, though, when you were talking about anime recommendations, to get people to watch Monogatari purely because of the bullshit event.
Yeah. So for context behind that jab there, at the moment for our Discord, we're holding a waifu gauntlet, where we pit up 24 of the most voted waifus as done by the server community, and do a little battle royale thing, I guess. The latest bracket featured Jabril from No Game No Life and Oshino Shinobu from Bakemonogatari. Obviously, we had a lot of quality supporters for Oshino, but the mainstream inevitably voted Jabril to win by 15 votes, and Bobsta here is one of the people who was passionately campaigning for Oshino to win. So, so I guess the lesson of this is watch Bakemonogatari. I think by the looks of things, that does have more quality waifus.
It's got a few.
Alright. Yeah, and we're still in the round 2 bracket because someone's been too lazy to upload regularly. I don't know who that could be, but to catch the finals, join the event club in the Discord of the Elite. We'll be happy to have you. Links on the channel page and probably in the description below if I remember to do it.
We're laughing about the chat because
No, we will not be doing question of the day, which is another of our segments here, because that's a type thing. People aren't going to remember that in 24 hours. Yeah. So I guess towards the end of the show, we'll get to Zeph's Zeph's fanfic. Why not? It is the Valentine's Day special. So our fanfic writer Zephyrlox here wrote us a nice Hiyori themed Valentine's Day special fan fiction. I haven't actually checked to see if it's. Zeph, you'd be able to tell us. It is SFW. Okay, we can rock.
Yes, it is very safe.
It's one of his few works that isn't fuck.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. All right, let's get started with that.
You get Bobsta to help you out since he is
Oh.
Yori General.
No, I was just gonna do it in this voice, but if he wants to help out, I would gladly. All right, let's get started. It was a boring day at school as usual. Yeah, actually, you know what? For the sake of my voice, and I can't do high pitched voices, we'll gender bend this. So just pretend I'm like a male Hiyori, and everyone. You get the idea. It was a boring day at school as usual. Well, not really as usual. It was Valentine's Day. To be completely honest, I couldn't sleep the night before because of it. I was really looking forward to getting some chocolate from cute girls, and maybe get asked out even. But well, it seems that I'll be spending the year as alone as usual. A break there. I thought this was written from Hiyori's viewpoint, which is why I said everything I did, but this is Guy's viewpoint, so that works out just fine. Alright, let's continue. As the bell signaling the end of the final lesson sounded, I let out a sigh and packed up my items. Honestly though, I can't believe I'm this disliked. I didn't even get a friendship chocolate, much less a pity chocolate. Meanwhile, the rest of my friends were raking in piles of chocolate. There was honestly so much that their desks were unable to contain all of it. I could only look at them with pure envy at their popularity. Maybe one day, I'll get to that level. But for now, I'll just curse them and hope they get high blood sugar and die. I couldn't help but let out another pitiful sigh. Why am I such a sad human? While I walked down the hallway, I could see the girls giving chocolates to the males of their fancy, and the guys all blushing like mad from it. Some of the more popular guys just shrugged it off. Seriously, it's starting to piss me the heck off. Man, do I hope some of them will burn in hell. Well, one thing I can look forward to is not needing to remember all the things I need to give back on White Day. I decided that with everyone enjoying their Valentine's Day, I should head to the library and grab a book to read. There wouldn't possibly be people flirting around there and giving chocolate to each other, right? Well, I was apparently totally off the mark. It seemed like the library had become a popular location for couples to have some quiet time with each other. The aura inside was so disgusting that I immediately turned around and left without even taking a step in. Man, what a downer. I tried heading to the mall in hopes of finding a quiet spot, but no luck as well. I honestly had no idea what I was expecting going to the mall of all places. I then went to the park to find somewhere else, but there was still that stifling, disgusting aura of love everywhere. At this point, I felt so dejected and depressed that I just went to grab a bowl of ramen before heading back to the dorms. After my awfully depressing meal, I started my walk back. To reach the dorms, I had to walk past the school, and that was when I saw how empty the classrooms were now. Most of the students probably headed out of school to find somewhere more romantic, or headed out with friends to do something. Meanwhile, my friends just abandoned me for girls and left me all alone. Talk about hoes before bros. Maybe I should really stop hanging out with them. Whatever the case was, I decided to head into the school and find a secluded spot to go and read a book. Again, I was walking down the hallway to look for an empty, quiet classroom. I heard some strange noises. Trying my best not to pick up the noise, I found out that it was just some girl half screaming, half moaning. Motherfuckers. I quickly sped off, not wanting to deal with any of that. I soon came to a less travelled part of the school and managed to find an open, empty classroom which I promptly found a seat and got comfortable on. I pulled out a book from my bag and started to read it. Well, even if no girl wants me, at least my books will never lie to me. I wonder if books are the reason why girls, or people in general, try and avoid me. What's wrong with being a book geek, huh? I really need to take some anger management classes someday. I decided to clear my mind from any pointless thoughts and started to engross myself in my book. It was an old English classic from the 1800s. I felt that the old classics were much more interesting compared to the current modern titles. It has that class that just can't be achieved today. While reading, I slowly lost track of time with all my concentration being poured out into the book. When I finally snapped back from the world of paper and words and back into reality, the sky had turned cloudy, and I could see the clouds being dyed a beautiful autumn orange tint from the setting sun behind it. It was quite a nice sight, and would be a nice background for a romantic picture with your loved one. It was unfortunate that I had no one. Maybe it's just an acquired taste. A man can hope. After putting the book back into my bag, I heard the sound of the door creaking before. I caught a glimpse of beautiful silver hair, like an angel, stepping into a classroom. I couldn't lie about it. It was a literal angel. The beautiful silver hair reached her waist, and her uniform was perfectly fitting with her body. Her pale, violet eyes stared into mine, enrapturing me into a completely different world, which I had never seen before. I would probably have never snapped out of it if she had not said a word to me. Her eyes were a literal vortex, sucking me deeper and deeper into a wonderland which I could never wish to exit. However, it caused me to miss what she had said to me earlier. Are you okay? Her angelic voice echoed around the class and entered into my ear. I was so busy enjoying her mellow voice that it felt like marshmallow in my ear that I was stunned for a good 5 seconds before I hurriedly gave her reply. Yes, I'm okay. I was just about to leave anyway. I quickly picked up my bag and walked by her to leave when she grabbed onto my sleeve. I was shocked by her actions and would have pulled off away from her if I hadn't kept paying attention to her. Did you need anything from me? I turned around and asked her, but was instead hit by a punch instead. Not literally, though. Looking at her from a closer proximity, I could see all her facial details in a lot more detail as compared to when I was looking at her from afar. I could see her long eyelashes, her cute button nose, her thin crimson lips which seemed to be seducing me to come closer. I could feel her breath on my arm as my heart started beating faster than it has ever done before. So this is what it felt like to be near a cute girl. Sorry, I can't do the girl voice. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw you reading just now and wondered if you wanted to stay a bit and talk about some books. If you're busy though, then don't mind me and I'll leave first. Oh no, I would be ecstatic to join you to discuss some books. I said that on a whim and could feel my face starting to burn up. I was going to be with a cute girl in an empty classroom with no one else around. Could this be considered a date? Whatever the case was, I had already accepted her request and took a seat opposite of where she was seated. If someone were to see the both of us together, they'd probably think that we were dating. While I was thinking about my own strange fantasies, she started talking about the book that she was currently reading. To tell the truth, I was only partially listening to what she was saying. I was mostly focused on her defined features and wasn't truthfully listening to her talk about her book, although I could see how passionate she was about it. I could listen to her speak all day and would actually not grow bored of it. Was this what it's like being in a relationship? As she continued to passionately speak about the book that she was currently reading, I slowly got pulled into the same atmosphere that she was in. My initial impression of her was honestly that she was very shy and a meek library girl. However, listening to her speak so passionately, I completely forgot about that. When she finally finished her whole talk about the book, I looked straight at her. Without us realizing, our faces were actually less than half a meter away from each other. I stared at her and blushed, followed by her own intense blushing. I quickly made some distance from her and looked outside the window. I hadn't noticed it earlier, but it was already night time. I snapped back into reality and checked on the door. When I tried to open it, it didn't budge a single inch. We had been locked in. I didn't expect for us to be so engrossed in that conversation that we would end up being locked in school. Without needing to tell the girl anything, she seemed to have realized the situation we were in. I was about to turn on the lights, but heard her voice call out to me to stop. When I turned my head to look at her, I could see her being illuminated by the moon behind her. It was an ethereal sight. If she was an angel before, she had ascended into a goddess now. I was pretty sure I had stared at her figure for a few minutes before being able to peel my eyes from her, when the moonlight had just been blocked for a split second due to a cloud passing by. If that cloud hadn't come by, I actually might have been entranced, never to come back into the real world. So, what do we do? I asked her. She didn't say a single word to me, and instead signaled for me to sit back down. I sat back down and looked at her face, now half illuminated by moonlight. I couldn't make out all the fine details or any color, but I could tell that she was that she was a real beauty now. I started blushing yet again and hoped that the lack of light would prevent her from seeing me in my current state. Do you like me? Her soft whisper sounded like a loud shout to me. I could hear the intense beating of my own heart ringing in my own ears. Was she asking me if I wanted to date her? I was confused by her sudden question. I wanted to say yes, yet I wanted to have some time to think my answer through. Should I accept? This is my chance to finally get a girlfriend. I'd always thought my whole life that I'll never be able to get a partner in life, that I was fated to be that one geeky guy in school who spends all his time reading books, and that sooner or later all my popular friends would leave me. I would never expect the day when a girl would confess to me, and even better, it was a true beauty, a goddess in her own rights. We also have the same common interest of reading, which I never thought someone else would have. This is my perfect chance, yet I was hesitating. Yes, why was I hesitating? I took a deep breath and calmed myself. My heart was still beating. It wasn't beating in anticipation or anxiousness. It was currently purely beating to show that I was alive, that this isn't all just a dream. Yes, I like you. Under the shimmering moonlight, she gave me a bright smile. It was so bright that it overshadowed the moon and probably even the sun if it were up. This was my time. I put my hands out in front of me, and she put her hands in mine. I grasped them, hard, as if to make sure to myself that this was real. This wasn't a dream. I slowly let go and stood up, but I made sure not to take my eyes off of her, lest she were to disappear. This is reality. I was finally not alone anymore. She suddenly started to rummage through her bag and took out a plastic bag. I took a look at it and realized that there was chocolate inside. Without saying a word, she held it out in front of me and turned her head away, as if embarrassed to give it to me. Cute. I gratefully accepted it and opened it up, picking up a piece and chewing it. It was delicious. Considering it was also the first Valentine's Day chocolate I got, it tasted even sweeter. Now I needed to care what to get for White Day, and for our 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, marriage, first year of marriage, 5th year of marriage, 100th year of marriage, death, our death anniversary, our 1000th death anniversary, everything. But what was her name? I looked at her in the moonlight. My eyes were getting blurry, and my body felt heavier than usual. Then, my hand reached out towards hers without me doing anything. It went up to her, grabbed her hand, and helped her up. Then, my body kneeled in front of her. Just when I thought it was weird, I started to speak without my body commanding to. My dearest Hiyori, I will dedicate my entire life to you. For the next year, decade, century, millennium, and everything that could possibly come in the future, I will give you my entire body, mind, and soul. Everything for you, my goddess. Through my blurred eyes, I could see her bright smile, the same as the one she had given me. That eerie smile. Yes, you will. Thank you very much, my dear slave.
Beautiful.
So thanks everyone for listening. That was Zephyrlox Hiyori fanfiction. That was I actually quite like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see that
It's
when I got up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anything? So I reckon that'll do for this podcast. Anything we want to finish up from the podcast, boys?
If you want to taste more Huri fanfics, Huri can, good place. Head up.
Alright, fair enough. Zeph, anything you want to finish up on?
Go to my paste bin.
I love your
Yeah, this has just been Zeph's podcast, his whole self-promotion. So yeah, I've already linked it once, so I won't link it again, but it will be in the channel somewhere. Damnus, any finishing words you want to finish up on?
Maybe really put up some suggestions. What you want us to talk about? I just saw in the chat that there were like 1-2 guys who wanted light novel recommendations. Maybe you could do that next time.
Yeah, that's a good call.
But put stuff up.
To bring it up again, it's somewhere around here, but I have a Google on the podcast, the audience forum. Do check that out. Type in what you want us to talk about, any questions you might want us to answer, anything of the sort. I'll post it again after this podcast is finished. Thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been Valentine's Day or Single Awareness Day, depending on how you look at things. This will probably be up on YouTube later tonight. I'm busy throughout the rest of the week, so it'll probably have to be tonight or next week. Next podcast would be rough estimate. It would probably have to be next week on Sunday. For those of you that are available to tune in. But yeah, again, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time. This has been Podcast of the Elite.